In this video, we're going to have a look at creating a survey in Microsoft Forms. If you've not been into Microsoft Forms before, you'll see the 9 dots in the top left-hand corner on any of the Microsoft applications that you use in the online versions. So the versions that you open within a browser, Chrome, Internet Explorer, anything like that. Clicking on those 9 dots, you may need to click on All Apps, but you'll see Microsoft Forms. And it's going to take you to a screen that looks very similar to what I'm looking at right now on my screen and what I'm sharing. The interface for Microsoft Forms is really clean and really simple. So it's super quick to get yourself started and create those initial surveys. And you can even do quizzes as well, but have a look at my other videos to see what else you can do in Microsoft Forms. So to create a new survey or a new form, I'm just going to click where it says New Form. It's a nice big green button there. And when I click on New Form, just going to open it up in a separate tab. And you'll see I've got an untitled form, an untitled survey ready for me to start adding my content onto straight away. Just a little bit about the navigation then. If I want to go back to the home screen, I can click on Forms in the top left hand corner, and that'll just take me back to the screen I was currently at a second ago. At the moment, my form is untitled. As soon as I create a title and put that information in there, that will change. And it's useful to know that Forms automatically saves. So you won't see a save button anywhere. It will save it as soon as you've made any changes. So you can't forget to save it and then lose all of your work, which is a real big positive of these online applications. And then in the right hand side, I've got some help and I can see my profile. So this is one of the Microsoft 365 applications. So they're all linked together and I can move in and around them at the same time. Just underneath that then, just to go through these buttons, and like I said, there isn't that many. Underneath the 3 dots, I can do settings, I can change the language. There's some feedback and terms pieces in there as well. I've got a share button, so I can share my survey with people and also share with my colleagues to collaborate. And I'll go through that in a separate video. I can change the theme, so at the moment I've got the generic theme on there, but I can change the colour and I can put images in the background of my forms and my surveys if I want to as well. And I can preview. So preview is a really useful button. I can preview my survey, my form, as I'm creating it. So I can see what it's going to look like for the people who are going to fill it in. And then just down below then I've got my questions tab. That's what I'm in. And I've got my responses as well. So if I just click quickly on responses, as soon as I get some responses for this survey, I'll start to get some data in there. To create your survey then, I just need to title my form. So just click where it says Untitled Form, and you can see there I can pop in a title and I can put in a description. So a bit of detail to anyone who's filling out the form, what they need to put in there, what they need to be thinking about, and what I'm going to use the information for. So I want some training feedback. It's giving me some options as well. It's just popped up for me some theme ideas. So it's trying to help me out as I'm going through. Even though it's a super easy interface, it gives you even more support. So I'm just going to click on Got It. And you can see that I can insert an image as well. So you might want to put your company, your logo, a project logo, or something relevant to the survey in the top. You don't have to though. I'm just going to click away and it's gone. I'm not going to enter a description now, but that is just a free text box, so I can type in anything I want to. What I am interested in is just clicking on Add New. And when I do, I'll see all of my question types. And in this video, I'm just going to show you a few to get you started. I do have a drop down as well, where I've got even more, and I'll talk these through in a separate video. But I'm going to have a look at a multiple choice question to get you started. And my suggestion when you're using forms is try and get an idea of the questions that you want to ask before you start creating it. so you understand which question type you want to use. It's going to be a lot easier for you, and it's going to stop you from having to recreate questions multiple times. So when I start this question, I've got a free text box to put my question in. I'm just going to pop a question about learning style in there. I can also again pop some media in there. This is slightly different in here. It's wanting me to share as well, so it's giving me more tips as I'm going through forms. I'll just click back on that one again. So I can do an image or a video here. So you could have questions about images and videos that you embed into your survey. So lots of really great options. And then I've got suggested options below. So Forms is trying to help me make this process a lot easier and a lot slicker. I can click on any of these, or I can type in my own options. I've got a rubbish bin to the side if I want to get rid of an option, and if I want to add another option, I've got the plus at the bottom. I can also add another option if I want them to be able to put in something else. So if I pop in yes, I click on no, and then I want them to be able to say something else, like partly or mainly, and maybe give me some more detail. I can click on the add other option, and then when you see that on the preview, they'll see a free text box where they'll be able to put some information in there themselves. Might not be relevant for this question, but could be relevant for some questions that you might want to ask in your surveys. So I've added all my information in. If you do click away, it moves away from the question. So you'll just need to click back into that question box. At the bottom there, I've got multiple answers. So it automatically assumes I want single answers, but I can have multiple answers. And also, is it a required question? So I can say, yes, this is required. I want them to fill it in before they move on. And I've got another set of 3 dots. So I've got more really nice options to shuffle, to do a drop down instead of a bullet point, a tick box question. I can put subtitles in, and I can also add branching, and I'll talk about those in separate videos again. Keep this nice and short and sharp and focused on those initial steps. So I've got loads of great options. Towards the top here, I can copy the question. I can delete it if I've done it in error. And once I've got multiple questions on here, I can just move the question up and move the question down. So nice and easy to do. I'm going to click away. You can see that's popped there. And I'm just going to add a new quick question. I'm going to go on to text. So there'll be a video explaining all the rest of the question types and giving you some really great question type examples to use then to get you thinking about how you might use surveys, because you don't have to just use them to collect feedback. You could use them within your work to collect information as part of someone's job. So clicking on text there. So again, it's giving me a quick tip. I can turn these off if I need to, but I think they're quite useful when you're getting used to forms and you're having a go on it. Just have a look at those, but just click got it. So this is a free text box, and it's quite small at the moment. And your options at the bottom are really similar, except I've got long answer. So I can change that, and all that'll do is that'll make the box bigger. And I know when I see a bigger box or a smaller box, that's going to give me an indication of what I've got to put into that box. So you might want a bigger box or a smaller box. And then I'm just going to pop a question. And again, I can add media if I want to. I can copy, delete, move it up and down now. I can mark it as a required question. Remember, you can do that. So it has to be filled in with something. And I can also pop the subtitles in. Restriction, so I can restrict what information is added into that box. And I can do the add branching again, which we'll have a look at later. So you can work down and put in all of your questions. Like I said, if you can have a go at sort of working them out before you come into forms, It's going to make your life a little bit easier. It's just a top tip from me. But once you are ready, then just click on preview and have a look at that form. So you can preview it on a computer and you can also preview it on a mobile as well. So you can see what is going on. So that's just a really quick video there to get you started, to get you creating your first survey. Have a look at the rest of them, to have a look at more, have a look at your question types and branching and everything in separate videos. But get started, click around. The interface is really clean and really easy to use. And don't forget, you can personalise your forms, your surveys as well. So get creating your questions and see how you get on.